Hello, everybody. Yes, hello. I am back from my 5 week hiatus. Now, this wasn't because, math tests and me recording videos and not liking them. No. It was because I was kidnapped. Yeah. Anyways, by the almighty power of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I shall continue. And speaking of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is he running for president? So, anyways, good news. The Taliban says that they've been able to control ISIS threats, which is amazing. I know, quite. Yeah, but anyways, this is from the Epoch Times. Yes, I do know how to pronunciate it correctly. And Taliban forces able to control ISIS threat in Afghanistan, says political spokesman. Amazing, I know. Stop. The ISIS boy band group ISIS-K has been responsible for a series of attacks in Afghanistan, and thank goodness the Taliban, the people with the moral high ground, have stopped them. Thank goodness. Now, if you weren't aware, the Taliban were also responsible for a series of attacks in Afghanistan. But don't worry, they've promised to be peaceful and and eat very large soft serve ice cream and find very interesting and long pillows. So anyway, speaking of the Taliban and invasive steps on our privacy, have you heard of keyword warrants? Now, if you aren't aware of what I think it's fourth. Okay, yeah, fourth. You'd know that this is illegal, mainly because it does not, meet the requirements that a warrant must be issued by a judge or magistrate and not someone Googling gun or whatever. Okay, so if you don't know what this warrant is, it basically says that Google, for an example, has to disclose information on people who search certain things. What an amazing use of our resources. And a person from the Organization Surveillance Technology Oversight and Protection (STOP) basically said that keyword warrants are unconstitutional and turn Google searches into a tracking tool. Yeah, that's true. Now, generally, the only thing that I am in favor of locking people up for what they Google, or sorry, not Google, what they search on the internet is if they use Bing as their primary search engine. Come on, people. Why? Anything but Bing. And speaking of presidential overreaches, Kamala Harris, and her new YouTube series, which uses child actors. This will be important later. Okay, let's do this.
One of the most important pieces of advice that I can offer you guys, and I want you to really remember this. Never let anybody tell you who you are. You tell them who you are. Never let anybody suggest to you that you are what they think you should be. You tell them who you are and who you know you are and what you intend to be. Got that?
Yes.
All right. I got more advice.
A classic Kamala Harris laugh. Now, why I specified child actors is because people are criticizing Kamala Harris for being disingenuous. Basically, making it seem like these are real children that are agreeing with her, when in actuality they're probably getting paid a substantial amount of money. Just remember that we keep needing to raise the debt ceiling for important governmental functions. Now, although the White House has denied hiring child actors. Okay, sure. Now, to be clear, the White House is not saying that these aren't child actors. You know, all five of them are actors. Bernardino's father, Carlo, has told the Washington Examiner in an interview on Monday. Now, if you didn't know, Bernardino's one of the kids. So yeah, uh, they're actors. But the thing that they're denying is they hired them, and their statement isn't purposely disingenuous to make you assume that they didn't hire child actors. Yep. So who? So well, he also went into great deal in the casting process, and well, just there's this one tiny, just tiny fact that he left in that he got payment. Now you might, oh my god, the White House paid them, so they've just lied about it. No, you don't understand. It's not their fault that they lied and covered it up. It's YouTube's fault for paying them. Jeez, doesn't YouTube get with the program? Okay, so back to my slightly disingenuous statement. Dwayne The Rock Johnson doesn't rule out presidential bid, but acknowledges I don't know the first thing about politics. Yep, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has the possibility to run for president, and I would probably vote for him. Memory is my key element to joy. And as we all know, since The Rock doesn't have any policy experience and fully accepts that, maybe that's just what the country needs. And when has a celebrity ever, a rich celebrity who has been on a TV show, ever divide the nation? Then I really never. But out of the two of them, Trump's better. Why? He's in the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm not joking. So also there's giant rocks hurtling at us. Now while they're like, oh, what, 10,000 miles away, 20,000 miles away, you have nothing to fear. Mainly because that would do our planet a lot of good, and because our planet is literally surrounded by space garbage, and we're considered the bad neighborhood of the solar system. Yeah, and no one wants to visit Earth. So don't worry, you don't have to be afraid of asteroids. All you have to fear is the Taliban, COVID, probably some volcanoes blowing up, one very fat man, some space debris, and forest fires. Other than that, nothing. Oh yeah, aliens. So Biden. Biden is urging the Justice Department and the failed, what's his face, Supreme Court Justice, to press to halt the Texas abortion law. Now, I'm pretty sure I could maybe, just maybe, find something saying like criticizing Trump for meddling in states' nullification of marijuana laws. I'm sure I probably could, but I'm not, because you already know that Biden's a hypocrite. And basically Biden, at this point, if Texas scheme is permissible, no constitutional right is safe from the state sanctions sabotage of this kind. Have you heard of the Second Amendment, Biden? Mm, yeah. Also, I didn't know abortion was a right written in the Constitution. Also, when was the last amendment passed? So it was passed 92. Now, I know abortions had existed before then, but I don't remember, when reading, the amendments, one about, you know, abortions, or, I seriously don't think that the founders could have predicted predicted abortions. I'm sure. I'm sure it's in the Constitution somewhere, though. And Planned Parenthood, an organization that in no way contributes to Planning Parenthood, um, said that people are fleeing to Oklahoma to get abortions. Which, which, why? I mean, like, I don't know. People are dumb. Planned Parenthood is dumber and sells fetal tissue for money. And their founder was a eugenicist Nazi who wanted black people wiped off the face of the earth. Anyways, yeah. Also, meanwhile, in Texas, Abbott, of the governor variety, um, makes it illegal for vaccine mandates to occur, including in private businesses. The libertarian in me is conflicted. So Governor Abbott, said in another instance of federal overreach, the Biden administration is now bullying many private entities into imposing COVID-19 vaccine mandates, causing workforce disruptions that threaten Texas' continued continued recovery from the COVID-19 disaster. And if you're wondering if Texas Governor Abbott is using government overreach to stop government overreach, you'd be correct. And this will probably result Biden in using government overreach to override the government overreach meant to counter government overreach. And with that, probably more states, including Texas, will now pass new bills that will nullify the government overreach that's trying to stop the government overreach, that's trying to stop the government overreach, that's trying to stop the government overreach. So, as I say government overreach one more time, you should maybe check on your weird libertarian friend who apparently, is antisocial. Good job. That was the best libertarian joke that I could think of. Anyways, government overreach. So, yeah. Speaking of government overreach, Kraft Heinz says people must get used to higher ketchup prices. Why, you may ask? I mean, you already know the answer. It's because of lack of truck drivers, and there's a shortage of labor in the U.S. and certain areas of the economy. Like in California, where they have dumb rules that say you have to have the newest truck, otherwise, you can't enter the port, but you can drive it everywhere else. Isn't America fantastic? And since 4.3 million workers quit their jobs in August, um, I'm sure Biden will not, come up with a government or a plan that uses government overreach to try to solve the problem, and just ends up being an expensive and disastrous nightmare, like almost all California laws. And well, since I was going to mention inflation, anyways, and I'd really just find ketchup boring. Of Southwest Airlines, and how inflation has caused thousands of flights to be canceled. And I promise that Southwest will catch up with the flights. Don't worry, I always relish a good pun. Okay, I'm done. Now, that's if you do believe the CEO and says, it's not because of vaccine protests. I promise. Yeah. So on Monday, the only Monday alone, they delayed 600 flights and canceled 350. 6,600, sorry. And over the weekend, they canceled over 2,000. Fantastic. And certain Republicans, Ted Cruz, are saying that the reason is because of vaccine mandates and protests to it and people quitting their jobs. Yeah. Well, Jen Psaki said, no, that's false. Plus, the vaccine mandate isn't even passed yet. Now, there's this one tiny problem. You see, while I didn't cover this, mainly because I was in my 5-week hiatus, Biden was trying to act like it would be passed, and it's better if you were to just change your COVID policy now instead of, have to wait. In other words, Biden, used just a tiny bit of influence to get businesses to write and enforce COVID policies. Oh wow, Daddy Biden, am I doing a good job? Yes, now go snort cocaine with my son. No, Ted Cruz's sources were anonymous, highly credible sources, so I'd like to congratulate Ted Cruz into joining the CNN squad. And I don't think we're going to be able to talk to those anonymous sources because Don Lemon's black hole ate them. Now, while Southwest is claiming that, these flight cancellations have nothing to do with worker protests, uh, Southwest Pilots Union asked the court to block airlines' new vaccine mandate. What? Oh no. No, it happened after a short time. Now this could be quarteralization, but it's very suspicious. So that's the last news story I found. But anyways, end of video. Bye. I hope you like this very fun government overreach heavy episode of Idiot News Network. I'll put in there.